Hey gamers, Gecko here. I'm sorry about the abnormal lighting and the fact that the webcam looks a little bit weird. My PC exploded. But that's a story for another time because the patch notes are out! Finally, after waiting like 3 weeks since the trailer of Lucy came out, we actually have the patch notes for the new patch of Guilty Gear. I'm still kind of tired. I haven't read them yet. I've skimmed over a couple of the things, but I have been told there is some very good stuff in this patch, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It is absolutely a long one. There is a massive amount of changes in here. It goes over several different things, some casual, and obviously a lot of things very competitive focused. Down below, I'll try to have timestamps where we go over the different sections so you can find the things out that you want to know. So with that said, let's just get straight into it, shall we? So here we are, these are the patch notes. The game will be updated to version 1.48 on August the 21st. That's tomorrow. It will come with the addition of a new playable character, Lucy, as well as the implementation of ranked mode, battle adjustments, and various bug fixes. So let's start with the general stuff, shall we? Lucy is being added to the game as a playable character. She comes alongside 5 cyberpunk-focused background songs. The opening credits to Edge Runners, not Franz Ferdinand, unfortunately, Run to the Edge, Cyber Wildlife Park, Chipping In, Never Fade Away, and of course, I Really Want to Stay at Your House. I Really Want to Stay at Your House is apparently only going to be in the game for a limited amount of time. If you look at the grey text here, it will only be available until 2027. You got more than enough time to get it at least. There's also 3 lobby avatars that are being added. Lucy, of course, but also David and Rebecca are getting their own lobby avatars. While they couldn't make it into the game, you can at least look like them if you want. I know several people are going to be happy about this. I personally really like David's jacket, and I hope we can get a cool recolor of it. It could make for some cool shots with the Gecko Scroll character, you never know. There's been some changes for the GG World entries. So Lucy obviously has her own new entry, but there's been added images for Venom, Udon, Undyne, Sharon, Striper, Dizzy, Necro, Robokai, Bonebiter, and Unika. Who the fuck is Bonebiter? The Bonebiter! There's also been new dialogue added. I imagine while they had the voice actors over for the Lucy story mode, they decided to record a couple of new things. Soul's got new voice lines when respecting Kai, Jacko, Sin, Asuka, and Unika. He has new round loss lines when facing Jacko and Sin, and he has new max loss lines when facing Kai, Sin, and Asuka. Axel also got an introduction sequence when fighting Asuka. He now has a round victory and match victory when facing Bedman, of all people. And Asuka has a victory sequence line when facing Jacko, Sin, and Unika. He's probably gonna chat shit to my girl. Unika is also finally in the digital figure mode, meaning it's gonna be a lot easier to take screenshots. Now, onto the gameplay stuff. Ranked matchmaking. After 4 long years, ranked matchmaking is finally going to be added to the game, and I cannot fucking wait. Ranked match is a mode where you compete against random opponents online for RP, ranked points. Ranks are assigned to each character, so the first 10 battles of each character will be placement matches to determine their starting rank. There are categories: Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, each of which are ranked 1 to 3, with a final Vanquisher category. Once you reach the highest rank of Vanquisher, you can no longer be demoted to the lower ranks. And matches are for DR now, meaning duel rating. DR is reset approximately every 3 months, and players who achieve an overall first place and character-specific first place in the Vanquisher ranking will receive special badge rewards after the period ends. So if you want a cool badge on your character screen, get grinding on your character, I guess. With the addition of ranked mode, the following changes have been made. Some mode names have been changed. The online match is now called a lobby match. The ranked tower is now called the duel tower. The celestial floor in the duel tower is now treated the same as other floors, and is considered an assigned floor, allowing players to enter regardless of their assigned floor. Oh. What? Along with this change, the following adjustments have been made. The Celestial Floor Challenge has been removed. Players will now be promoted to the Celestial Floor through a rating update from 10th floor. Even if a player's assigned floor is the Celestial Floor, they can now be demoted to the 10th floor based on their match record. Players whose assigned floor is the Celestial floor can no longer enter floor 10. The monthly reset will no longer cause a demotion from the Celestial floor. Celestial is open! If you want to go in, go in! If for some reason you don't want to play ranked, Celestial is now open for everyone. You can just go and play in it. It's essentially going to be a massive park now. I really don't see myself using Celestial that much. Maybe like for viewer matches and stuff, because I think the way it looks is cooler than how the parks look. But still, the tower is essentially now just a big park system. Regarding the August Celestial floor ranking, as of the update, all players who have reached the Celestial floor will have their assigned floor set to 10th floor, regardless of whether the patch has been applied. The Celestial floor ranking record prior to the update will continue to be tallied as is until the final day of August. Although the update will allow free entry and exit to the Celestial floor, wins count for the Celestial floor ranking will only be counted if your assigned floor is Celestial floor. Therefore, if you wish to continue aiming for the top of the rankings after the update, you will need to raise your assigned floor back to the Celestial floor. Interesting. So, auras seemingly work the same. If you want an aura, you have to win in Celestial. It's not enough to just play in ranked. I don't know how I feel about that change, but I'm also not playing for auras anymore. Getting an aura is so fucking hard, dude. There's no reason for it. Added Vanquisher ranking current, Vanquisher ranking previous, and RP rankings to ranking. Added ranked match related pages to the R code. Added the following badges. A Celestial badge that looks very nice, might I add. That's so fucking nice looking. An RP badge for letting people know that you're role-playing. And a Vanquisher DR badge. Cool. Newly added features. The player search function allows you to search for players. Can be accessed from the main menu. Will display the R code of players search for based on specific conditions such as player name. People are gonna be able to find me easily. I hope they, I mean, you probably can't do too much with it. It's just like, oh, I know this guy's a cheater, so I ban them before I even see them. The following features have been added. Indicator for opponent's connection type. Vote to cancel match feature. A block function when a game is interrupted. Indicator for the opponent's connection type. In ranked matches, when you match with an opponent, the game will detect their internet connection type. If they are using a wire connection, the standard icon will be displayed. If they are using a wireless connection, they will switch to a wireless icon. Okay, so this only really works... What? Wait, that's fucked. So, okay. It doesn't work in lobby and team of free modes, which is like, fine, whatever. The official PlayStation tournaments, though? Nah, you can use Wi-Fi in those. Don't worry about it. But what? Oxys! Get your shit together! About vote to cancel matches. During online matches, if the game detects that either the ping or rollback frame exceeds a certain threshold, a vote to cancel match button will appear for both players. You can vote by holding down the button. If both players vote, the match will be invalidated and end. Peak. Love that feature. Addition of block function during game interruption. When a match is interrupted due to a network error, a message will appear with a block opponent button. You can block the opponent by pressing and holding the button. You will no longer be matched with blocks opponents. Okay, I like that. I like that. From the sounds of it, if there is a problem, like if someone unplugs or whatever, the game will check it and be like, there's been an issue. You can just go, I don't want to fucking fight that guy anymore. Like, that's the first option they give you. It's like, we can't give you rank points, but you don't have to fight him anymore. Like, considering that the Strive servers have been notoriously kind of buggy, I'm interested to see on how this actually works. I'm hoping it does just only happen for people who actually crash. But we'll see, we'll see. As someone who is playing on a... let's go with less than optimal system, I am very interested to see how this all pans out. The game's going to be running on a hard disk drive at this rate. It's not looking good. Other specific changes. Change the lighting settings for characters appearing in the battle stage Council of Three. Okay. In ranking, the following ranks have been changed to display only players whose related records have been updated at least once a month. Okay, so that's like the leaderboard thing. Seems pretty good. Seems very promising. I'm looking forward to it. We don't get to see much about the screen, but there's a little couple of things here. I guess that's like your region, your rank, all that kind of stuff is there. I imagine this is you. Maybe. I imagine this would be you, and then this is just like, your opponent's ready, and you don't get to see who they are before. Good choice, by the way. A lot of people will just, like, not play if they see a character they don't like. So being like, hey, you just gotta fight this guy, and then you go in and you don't know what character is, very good idea. Especially for Guilty Gear. Especially for Guilty Gear. God, I hate every character that isn't my fucking own. Battle related! The battle version of the game has been updated from version 0.6 to version 4.07. There's a graph! I'm very excited. I've heard good things. But I've been told, like, it's good stuff, but I'm not telling you what it is. So, like, I'm interested. Overall direction for adjustments. We have revised some universal mechanics to address certain offensive and defensive interactions that were seen as problematic. Regarding character-specific adjustments, our focus has been improving the overall balance of the cast. We have also updated underutilized moves to give them more distinct purposes. Please note that in order to align the overall balance with the changes to the universal mechanics, some characters saw minimal adjustments. Okay. The risk level mechanic change. The risk level mechanic no longer affects damage scaling. Instead, the character's defense now varies depending on the risk level accumulated, increasing the damage dealt. Okay. Previously, the risk level accumulation reduced damage scaling, which led to combo damage in particular significantly increasing even with only a slight accumulation. With the new properties, a small amount of risk level will no longer result in major changes to combo damage. Okay. On the other hand, the damage bonus can now benefit even standalone attacks, such as long-range pokes and throws, creating potential for more damage in situations where combos are not viable. However, to prevent excessive damage, the bonus damage from the effect of risk level on defense is limited for certain attacks, such as throws, invincible moves, and overdrives. Okay. The graph below compares the damage of Souls combos between version 1.47 and 1.48 at different risk levels. At 50% risk, the total damage is now significantly lower than before. Additionally, you can see the damage during the first half of the combo has been greatly increased at 100% risk. Ah, okay. So this is the combo here. Fast slash, standing heavy slash, both hits a bandit revolver, close slash, 2 HS, bandit bringer. Did about 164 damage. In the previous version, if you had 50% risk, it would have done 233. Okay. Interesting. So, the more risk you have, the lower defense you now have. So if you're at 100% risk, your defense is like 0. As you can see here, a fast slash does 68 damage at 100% risk. Jesus! Like, fuck, man. And then, like, the fucking 5... Literally, this does the majority of that combo when it's at 100%. And it drops back to being normal right after. Okay. So, like, singular hits and smaller combos are gonna be better when their risk is super fucking high. But overall, risk isn't going to impact you as much. I like this change. I think, looking at this graph, I definitely like it. Like, 50% risk, like, it gets you more damage. There's still a reason you want to crank risk. But you're not just going to fucking explode because you've been blocking for ages. You're definitely going to explode a bit, but you're not going to explode anywhere near as much as you were. I kind of fuck with it. I think we're going to have to see how it really affects some characters. I want to see how this affects characters who already have pretty bad defense and see what happens to them. But I on paper, like this change. It's one of those I would have to really try it out and feel the difference. However, overall, though, a nerf to damage. Fair fucks. Like, whatever, dude. Fair fucks. Nerf to damage. Hell yeah. YRC adjustment. Oh god, I saw this. YRC has been changed to create a greater distance on hit. This prevents the player initiating the reversal from gaining too great of an advantage. While there is no change in recovery frames, it is now more difficult to initiate immediate strike throw mix-ups. When blocked mid-air, the user will land faster and be more susceptible to a punish. Okay. You now face significant risk if your yellow Roman cancel is blocked mid-air. Okay. Furthermore, it is now possible to activate during Guard Crush. Oh, shit! Increasing the options available to deal with Guard Crush. Many moves that cause Guard Crush have longer recovery frames, so performing yellow Roman cancel will now allow you a path to escape. Okay. Let's touch on Guard Crush first, before we go to, like, the YRC change. I've talked with a couple of people about what they would want for a Guard Crush change. I remember several people saying if you could just YRC out of it, it might be the lamest thing they could do. And obviously that's what they've done. I think it's still a better idea than nothing, just having to take it. But now it leads to more of a situation where if you are a character that relies heavily on Guard Crush, see Goldlewis, see Ramlafall, see Slayer, you kind of have YRC points now. Kind of like how people would have burst points, where you do something, you see they have 50 meter, and you're like, they're probably gonna YRC. So it leads to RPS more in that situation. But just having it be like, all right, you get throw protection still. Like, we've added that. I think might have been a more interesting change and required people who use Guard Crush over and over to actually think about more of what they do. If it, like, kept your throw and cross-up protection a little bit. But still, I'm happy that, like, they've changed it so that you can YRC out Guard Crush. Like, having literally zero defensive options because you blocked a move was always really annoying. So having at least one, even if it is very committal, is better. I still think Guard Crush is going to be really strong. I don't think they've necessarily nerfed anything else about it. Yeah, no. So it's going to be very strong, but we have a way out of it. As for the YRC changes, they don't explain it here. You go really far. Like, if you get YRC'd, from what we've seen in the Lucy gameplay, you go, like, half screen. You fucking fly backwards. This is obviously really good for fighting against, like, Unga Bunga Rushdown characters. So, like, if you're fighting against Sol can't immediately get his game plan started again. But, the big concern right now, and I don't know how else they've changed if I've not read further, is someone like Happy Chaos, who, you're now at half screen. He can pull out his gun and there's probably not much you can do about it unless you're playing someone like Ram. It's gonna be interesting to see. I do like if Pot YRCs me now, I'm not immediately in a strike throw mix-up though. So, swings and roundabouts, this is a buff to some characters and a heavy nerf to others. But I am interested to see how this change goes. It's a weird one where it's like, it sounds like a really good change, but I don't know. Changes to the timing of tension gauge depletion and overdrives with invincibility. Okay. With a few expectations, overdrives with invincibility from the startup will now deplete tension gauge on the first frame. Oh my god, did they get fucking no way. The technique of using purple Roman cancel. Holy shit! The technique of using purple Roman cancel solely to utilize the invincibility property was extremely powerful, and it could yield to great results in landing an overdrive. With this change, the same technique as before now requires 100 meter! They fucking got Super BRC! Oh my god! Oh, thank fuck! Oh, thank fuck, bro! Yes! Oh my lord. Super PRC's been taken out back and fucking shot. Thank god. There was nothing more annoying than, like, when you're fighting, like, a Faust or a Testament, and you go and you finally get pressure on them, because they've been fucking shoving you in the corner and doing bullshit all this time. You finally get pressure on them, and they do Super PRC and just get out of it. I'm so fucking glad this change is gone. Holy shit. Oh, thank god. Arxis just keeps winning with, like, the bullshit defensive options being removed. Thank fuck, dude. Thank fuck. Stagger recovery mechanic change. Pressing a button during stagger no longer triggers a recovery. Instead, the character will automatically recover at the earliest possible moment. Oh. In conjunction with this, adjustments have been made to some moves that include Stagger. Interesting. There's not really that many characters that use Stagger. It's basically like Ino and Mei, and even then, both of them barely use it. Like, Mei has specific Stagger routing that she rarely ever uses, and I can't remember the last time that Ino put me in a Stagger state, because it's on, like, stroke. So, I'm not that hung up about this change. Like, it was already a mechanic they weren't using. Stagger was basically never used. So, I'm not too upset about that. Another legacy mechanic in the fucking trash, bro. Adjustments for Wild Assault. Uh-oh. As they were still too powerful overall, the following adjustments have been made to emphasize the traits of each color variation. Red Wild Assault can no longer be cancelled on block. Okay. This Wild Assault now rewards players for hitting the opponent with it, and in turn has less potential to maintain their offense when it is blocked. Hell yeah. Dude. Fuck yes. Blue Wild Assault has increased damage scaling and blowback upon hitting the opponent. This Wild Assault now rewards players when they make the opponent block it, and in turn has less potential for combos when it hits. White Wild Assault, it is now impossible to perform a Roman cancel. While useful and neutral, it no longer allows you to keep momentum when blocked. Dude. Fuck yes. I really like that Red Wild Assault change. Like, I really, really like that Red Wild Assault change. The thing that immediately comes to my mind with Red Wild Assault is Johnny, far slash, Red Wild Assault, jump misfiner, RC down, continue the combo. That's no longer possible unless it's already a combo. Like, if he does that on block, he doesn't get a free 50-50 from it anymore. Thank fuck. I think blue being kind of shot is a matter of principle. Blue's always been the one that's, like, kind of just not as good. I think the red one definitely is going to put it more in line. Like, we can't use it in pressure anymore. You can't use a far slash and then Red Wild Assault to immediately begin your pressure properly. That's really good. I like that change. I do think it's going to make how you use your burst a little bit less interesting, but, well, we'll take it. We'll take it. Red Wild Assault was too strong. White was too strong when it came out, and blue is just... feels like a downside anytime anyone gets it, you know? Alright, on to the actual characters. There's so many. We're not going to be reading the specific changes. We're just going to be reading the blurb. And if I see anything special in the notes, and we're going to read that. So let's start with the big boy. Soul Bad Guy. We have reduced the difficulty of combos in certain situations to increase the reward of successfully confirming based on the situation of the match. Close slash now triggers a stagger effect on counter hit. Sorry, crouching. Crouching S! His 2S stat. What? It can now combo into the charge version of Night Raid Vortex on counter hit. Okay. Previously, the counter hit slowdown effect made the move hard to convert off due to the highly difficult combos. This adjustment will provide stable damage when players successfully confirm it. Cool. Wild Throw can no longer be cancelled from normal and command normals. Did they remove Kara Wild Throw? Oh no. Oh no. Kai! I saw one of the fucking adjustments that he got. We have strengthened the state of Shot Stake, yet again, to better utilize his inherent strength as a character. We also revised the properties of Crouching Slash, which was used infrequently. Shock State is no longer removed when the opponent enters hit stun. This ensures that if Shock State is applied at the start of the combo, you can benefit from it consistently. I did not know that was a thing. Okay. The first hit of Stun Dipper now launches the opponent, and during Shock State, the opponent no longer techs on landing after the second hit. Hard Knockdown Stun Dipper! Does every Keys have it now? Does Sin have Hard Knockdown off his Stun Dipper? I don't know if he does. Unika definitely does. Unika definitely does! This allows for Okazemi using Meaty Charge Stun Edge, making it easier to remain on offense. We also extended the hitbox of Crouching Slash forward, emphasizing its incredible range as it reaches further than even standing far slash. Uh-oh. It also has less knockback, making it a more viable option in neutral as it can combo into standing heavy slash. We have extended some hitboxes upwards as well to address certain situations where combos were difficult to land. Damn, Kai's eating good today. Bro found the salt. He puts a little bit of seasoning in his fucking eggs. My man's not just white bread anymore. He's got fucking scrambled eggs on top of it. A little bit of pepper in it. Alright. I mean, I think the shock state no longer ending when you hit someone is really good. I think it's going to lead to a lot more routes for Kai. Ever since the HTP change, where, like, he HTPs you while you're in shock state and you just fucking fly, Kai's routing has become kind of interesting. Like, there's a couple of combos he can do which are really fucking cool to look at, and the shock state being there the whole time, I think it's just gonna make it easier to go into the cooler routes. And obviously, you know, he gets fucking hard knocked down on Skunder with shock state, so expect to be, like, spacing trapped by Kai. Kai has somehow become more like Unika. Hell yeah. We have revised the properties of her poke moves that lead into damage on hit more often. The reduced knockback on Far Slash means it can combo into the S version of Mr. Dolphin, horizontal. Crouching S now triggers a kind of... Oh my, hey guys, they don't put Stagger on anything, they put fucking Stagger on everything now. On counter hit, cancelling Crouching Slash instantly into the S version of Mr. Dolphin horizontal can now lead to combos with moves such as overhead kiss or crouching kick. Oh god, okay. More routes for May. More routes for May. Don't really have any strong opinions on this. Don't really have any strong opinions on May. Cool new routes. Another button you really need to be worried about. Crouching S always fucking hits me. So this is gonna be evil. Axel. It is now easier to keep the fight at long range, where he excels, due to the increased reward from hitting with his pokes. The opponent will no longer tech on landing after being hit with Snail. This creates a more advantageous situations after confirming off of his main pokes, such as Crouching Punch and Standing Far Slash. 6K has been changed from a wall bounce to a tumble effect on hit. Okay. This allows special moves like Sickle Flash or Winter Mantis to connect more easily regardless of positioning, improving the consistency of his combos. To compensate from this, all of his normals has been made shorter. Gotcha. Look at that motherfucker. You weren't tapped in. You didn't see it. Again, no massive opinion on Axel. He definitely needs something. I once again am noticing route changes. They're making it so that now, if you do 6K, you can probably get more combos in mid-screen. So, 6K is the one that I'm pretty sure goes, like, diagonally upwards, which is a really good anti-air button. So, you could probably get, like, a pretty decent combo off of that now, if you get an anti-air with it. Snail not tech landing and giving you a, like, harder knockdown gives it more of a use. Because I'm gonna be 100% real, pretty sure Snail sucked. Like... Every time I saw Snail, I was like, wow, that was a stupid move. You should have pressed anything else. And the Axel generally dies for it. So, having it, like, give you a harder knockdown so you can set up Tornado is probably pretty good for the character. We have revised the properties of Sweep, removing the frontal hurt box during startup. This makes it easier to hit the opponent's low-profile moves, increasing his breadth of neutral options. Although the reach is shorter than his Standing Far Slash, it rewards more damage on counter hit, making it an easy-to-use move with a proper balance risk to reward ratio. The rest of it is just bug fix. They literally just touched his sweep and nothing else. Damn, okay. Chipp's in a pretty good spot, to be fair. He's one of these characters where it's like, because of his low health and the fact that the game's meta was not built around pixie characters, he struggles on paper. But in the actual game, Chipp has been fucking going crazy. So I think them not touching him and changing the game around him is probably gonna benefit him quite a bit. Chipp not getting touched, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. I think this character's in an amazing state right now. Potemkin. How long are the list changes? Oh, that's nothing! Boo! We revised the balance of risk to reward for his moves that quickly close the distance. Hammerfall has reduced movement speed and a shorter distance. Okay. How reduced? The Okizeme available after Potemkin Buster and Slidehead is different now, making it easier for opponents to respond. Wait, so like, okay. before we continue, if Hammerfall is shorter now and Potemkin Buster sends you further away, does that mean he can't just Pot Buster Hammerfall onto you, break, and immediately get, like, 50-50s? If he Pot Busters you, does he have to, like, RC to continue, or does he give up his turn? Maybe you're cooking, Arxus. Maybe you're cooking. Maybe you're cooking. The armor effective slide head has been removed. Maybe you're cooking. Whoa. Okay, maybe you're cooking. You can no longer go for a knockdown with enduring projectile and pokes, adding more risks in the move. I kind of like that. Mega Fist Forward has slower startup now, making it easier to respond with Standing Punch or Standing Kick. Yeah, those are the moves I use on Mega Fist Forward. The slower startup makes it challenging to connect with opponents in the air, but also allows for additional attacks on hit. Okay. FDB, that's Flick, has faster startup. The 6k to FDB string can no longer be interrupted by all characters, 6p, making it relatively safe option to return to neutral. Okay. His defense got fucking hit as well. The value changed from 0.87 to 0.91, meaning he's, like, he's less tanky now. Mega Fist Forward got 3 extra frames of startup and recovery. Wait, that's kind of peak. There's been a lot of situations. Dude, I've learned the pot matchup so fucking much these past few months. There's been so many situations where, like, they've Mega Fist Forward at me, and I've gone to hit them in the air and we trade. I really hope this addresses that, and, like, I win those trades now. Those 3 extra frames can mean, like, if you jump and do, like, a jump punch or a jump kick, you're probably gonna win now, which, like, is pretty fucking good, honestly. I am interested to see how much they hit Hammerfall. I think that's gonna be a massive thing. Like, if Hammerfall takes forever, if it's really slow, I think it's gonna really, really affect how the character plays. I think this is an interesting change. You know what, Arxus? You get a pass. It's not what I would have done with a character, but I'm interested to see how it works. I'm interested to see how this pans out. Faust. I saw Izzy complaining, so I assume that these Faust changes are not that good. To be fair, the only thing that could make this character top tier is guaranteed mini Faust, so... Anyway, we've made adjustments at improving the viability of poke attacks and easing the difficulty of combos. Have you now? The knockback of Far Slash has been reduced. Continuing into Crouching Heavy Slash after is now less likely to whiff on both hit and block, making for more consistent results. That's pretty good. Faust combos always ended up fucking dropping. 6HS now launches on hit. It can no longer combo into Hole in One when it is used as a follow-up from Snip, Snip, Snip or Thrust. However, Mix, Mix, Mix and Thrust will now hit more reliably. Mix, Mix, Mix with a down back input used in combos now causes less knockback, making it easier for close S to reach after. Okay. Again, routing adjustments, just trying to make it so that combos are more consistent. You ask a Faust player, this isn't what he needed, but it's what he got. Millia. Oy. Many adjustments aimed at strengthening rarely used special moves and reducing the difficulty of certain combos. Artemis now launches the opponent on ground hit. Additionally, we have reduced the hurt box to make it work as a counter against pokes, making it more useful in neutral. Okay. Tandem Top causes reduced horizontal blowback on hit. This makes it easier to perform Okizeme after a hit, and also easier to aim for a follow-up attack with Purple Roman Cancel, even when only the edge of the attack connects. Okay. Barely any changes. Again, the Artemis one, sure. That's what Millia needed, a counter poke. Another counter poke. I have opinions on Millia, but I'm sure she needs it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. If you are not a Zato enjoyer, please don't look at the comment section. Any time I bring my opinion on this character up, I get a fucking flood of comments. Fucking hell. We have added a new special move, a second one, Float, and made adjustments to the Eddie life gauge to broaden his options for neutral and combos. Float pulls Eddie back to the player's position and can be launched at any time. While Eddie has no hitbox during the launch, his trajectory can be altered with a button input, allowing him to be sent to various positions. In particular, launching Eddie behind the opponent is a powerful tactic and serves as a new starting point for offensive strategies. Why? The Eddie life gauge recovery speed has been increased. Why? The time it takes for the gauge to fully recover after depletion has been reduced by approximately 1.7 seconds, allowing for more rapid transition back to offense. Drunken Shade now has projectile invulnerability. This makes it an effective countermeasure against projectiles that can be reflected. For projectiles that can be reflected, the reflected effect remains unchanged. Okay. One of the biggest problems I had with Zato in Season 1 is the fact that he would lose Eddie, then he would do button, invite hell, walk back, and Eddie would be back. And it's like, you wasted all of your resources, and all you had to do was close/far/5H invite hell. And now Eddie's back. I'm really worried this change is going to give me a similar effect of button, invite hell, fly back, and then like Eddie's back. And now he has a way to summon him in the air. I really think the float move is going to be super fucking annoying. There's set points in Zato's pressure where you mash out. So there's points where you need to hit Eddie so that Zato is then forced to cover him. Because if you don't hit Eddie, Zato is going to do something else. It's generally like Eddie keeps your pressure down, Zato goes for a mix-up. But if you hit Eddie during that pressure, Zato then doesn't have Eddie to cover him and you can hit him during his mix-up. The thing I'm worried about now is that Zato is going to see the mash points. You're going to mash. He's going to pull Eddie into the Labubu and hit you. He's also just going to like fucking... Whatever, dude. It's nowhere near as big as, like, buffs as I think some people were expecting, but I still think this makes him really good now. I think Zato 1 is back on top. Maybe not top, but top enough to be annoying as shit again. Yeah. Oh my god, what a fucking list. What a fucking list! Holy shit, Ram. Ram getting a bigger list of changes than Pot is insane. We have made adjustments to limit her prolonged pressure strings and make it easier for the opponent to escape. Oh, hell yeah. We have also made adjustments to weaken some moves that were difficult to counter, while also expanding her options during neutral. What? Hold on, she doesn't need that. Bajonetto has reduced guard crush duration for the sword portion, and decreased active frames for the explosion. This makes it easier to escape pressure with a jump if there is a gap not covered by attacks from Ramlethal herself, reducing the lockdown potential of her strings. Thank fuck. The attack level and recovery of Ondo has been adjusted, now leaving Ramlethal at disadvantage on block. Which one's Ondo? 236k, okay. While this reduces its strength as a pressure tool, this adjustment to its startup and active frames makes it easier to use in neutral. Jumping Heavy Slash now has a shorter duration and added... Yes! Shorter duration and added landing recovery. Oh, thank God. It's now easier to intercept when used from high in the air, and also easier to punish on landing if the opponent evades it. Sweep has longer range now, making it easier to combo into from standing kick or crouching kick. This makes it easier to trigger a knockdown after approaching with a dash. Oh my god, they hit jump ass. Oh my god! 29 to 6? Holy shit! 6 active frames. You can actually fucking interact with jump HS now. Holy shit. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Ram can't just double jump HS until she lands anymore. 9 frames of landing recovery. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Thank fuck. Frame advantage of block has gone from plus 30 to plus 20 on the S version and plus 33 to plus 23 on the HS version. Big. You might be able to... So there's like setups that Ram can do, where she like throws the sword, then flips over you, and... it's like a left-right when the sword explodes. You might be able to interrupt those now, because you have the 10 extra frames, so you might be able to, like, jump out, throw her out of it. Holy shit. Peak. 19 frames of landing recovery. Dude, they fucking shot her. They, like, straight up fucking took her out back. Yeah, guys, don't worry. If a character relies heavily on Guard Crush, we're gonna make battle adjustments around them. Apart from Ramla Fall. Fuck you, Ram! Holy shit, that's insane. There's no way. The lion does not concern himself with balance patches. Brynhilde's stance has been adjusted, making it more difficult to enter stance from low-risk moves, as well as more difficult for him to maintain his turn on the offense after a failed mix-up. The opponent will now tech upon landing after Eisenstrom HS version, even if Eisenstrom connects after low-risk moves such as standing kick or crouching kick. It is more difficult to transition into Okizeme using his Brynhilde stance. However, due to the reduced horizontal distance, it is now possible to perform a meaty close slash or turbulence. I think that's his... I literally don't know what the fuck that move is. HS during Brynhilde stance now creates greater distance with the opponent when blocked. The attack level has been lowered as well, so while Leo will still have advantage if he cancels the stance after, it is more challenging to approach again to enter close combat. Hell yeah. Sweep is reduced horizontal blowback, making it easier to cross up with Zwei's... yeah, that one. Even after hitting from the far edge of the attack. It now leads to consistent benefit regardless of distance. They buffed his sweep. They buffed Leo 2D. Okay, man. Sure, man. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why did they buff Leo 2D? Nagoriyuki. We have made adjustments to limit his potential for surprise attacks from neutral and the strength of his close range mix-ups. Kamuriyuki has been changed from a low attack to a mid attack. Yes! Finally, thank fuck! It is no longer possible to perform a potent mix-up using it together with the second hit of Shizuriyuki. It will also no longer hit the opponent while they are walking backwards in neutral. Thank fuck! Oh, Beyblade's no longer a fucking low. Holy shit. Holy shit, this is massive. This is huge. Stagger Heavy Slash has reduced its blowback on hit, as it no longer blows the opponent from far away. It is easy to set up Okizeme on hit, expanding his options for combos and strings. Oh my god. Defense adjusted how changes to defense based on the blood gauge are perceived, in line with the changes to the risk level mechanic. This may result in a slight difference compared to previous damage taken. Okay. That's kind of vague. I think they're saying though, like, hey, we're like... Nago's keeping his damage, is just a little bit less. If you're on the higher blood, you're gonna be doing more damage still, don't worry. Beyblade's not a low. Oh, thank fuck, dude. Thank fuck. Giovanna. By making less frequently used moves more viable, we're expanding her neutral options. The startup speed of Sepultura when used after shove is now faster. Oh shit. This allows standing heavy slash shove Sepultura to hit consistently. Wait, what? 214k after shove is good now. Change the startup from 13 frames to 5. Change the frame advantage from -5 to -3. Reduce the knockback. But 5? Holy shit, that's massive. Honestly, right, here's the thing. Sepultura was like the one move you didn't use in shove. Every other move had a use. Like, obviously, drill had a massive fucking use. It made you mad fucking plus. Her DP anti-air was really good for combos, and if you somehow shoved in neutral and the opponent was IDing at you, really good anti-air. Flip kick gave you a full fucking combo. Like, literally, Sepultura was the one move you didn't use. I'll take it. I'll take it. Small buff, but a buff nonetheless. Gonna change. I think that's gonna change quite a bit. I remember when, like, shove came out, I was trying to find strings that used Sepultura in them. And there just wasn't any. So, like, massive, dude. Hell yeah. Anji Mito. We have adjusted moves with exceedingly low risk on block and added new applications to normals that were used infrequently. The guard crush duration after Madare is blocked and has been reduced. It now leaves Anji at disadvantage when blocked. You will... What? Okay. You no longer lose your turns in situations after using Sugetsu no Hakobi after a jumping attack or projectile and then making them block Madare. Charging Heavy Slash now gives Anji advantage on block. This adds new offensive options rather than relying heavily on Fujin as before. However, the startup means that if you need to choose your timing correctly. Okay. 27 frames of startup. +6. Oh my god. Jesus. Jesus, Anji. I'm pretty sure this is fish. So they nerfed fish. Fish is -2. Fish is -2. They guide the fish. I'm having less and less to say, bro. Like, look how small some of these fucking changes are. We've added clear risk to powerful moves that were difficult to counter, and improved the usability of normals that were difficult to use. The leap occurs faster during Mad Love, however, the startup is now slower. This makes it easier to intercept when predicted, creating room for counterplay. To compensate for the slower startup, the knockback on hit has been improved to make it viable in combos. Ino now moves forward during standing heavy slash. This makes it more likely to connect after standing fast slash or crouching slash, improving its usability as a poke. Cool. I don't really know what Ino needed, to be fair, so like, this is, it just is what it is, you know? Goldlewis Dickinson. We have emphasized the risks of powerful and difficult to counter moves, reducing the benefit they provide. Jumping Dust now has reduced active frames and a smaller frontal hitbox. It is now more challenging to use directly after jumping in with the active frames and thus easier to intercept. The opponent will now tech upon landing after Behemoth Typhoon in the air. This makes it more difficult to go into powerful Okazemi from a jump in. Hell yeah. Behemoth Typhoon now triggers a more powerful counter hit effect. What is it, fucking, like, a max potential? While the changes to the Yellow Roman Cancel make it easier to escape his strings, there is more time to perform follow-up after a counter hit, allowing for more powerful combos. Nerfing his neutral option and his poke option is really good. I don't know if he necessarily needs better strings, but, you know, it is what it is. Goldlewis is, like, really strong this patch, so who knows what happens. To be fair, of all the characters that are like, you YRC out and now they're at mid-screen, Goldlewis definitely gets affected by it like a large amount. So I think that being a massive nerf to him is probably fine. Of all the characters I can think of, Goldlewis probably has like the biggest YRC point that you can have. But we'll see, we'll see. Jacko. We made adjustments to rarely use special moves, making them more practical. Countdown now has a shorter detonation time. This makes it easier to incorporate into Okizeme or strings, allowing it to be utilized as a high return offensive option. Defend command can now absorb the... What? This allows it to be used as an emergency option to evade the explosion. However, if the explosion is absorbed by the defense command, the hitbox of the explosion will disappear, meaning it cannot be used to make the opponent block when taking no damage. That's really funny. You have a panic button. Yeah. 208 to 118 frames. That's just shy of 2 seconds. That is 2 frames off of 2 seconds. So it takes from over 3 to just under 2 seconds now. Cool. I'm not a Jacko player. Can't comment on this. Seems cool. Seems interesting. There's no way that's it. There's no way that's it. Right? We've adjusted some normals that were strong and neutral, while adding new applications for less frequently used special moves. Crouching S has increased recovery. This increased the risk when using it as a premeditated move to stop the opponent's approach. I like that. I like that. 6S now decelerates faster. To hit the opponent with this move, you need to dash in closer before executing. The clone from Scapegoat now appears farther in the front. When used at close range, it will now appear behind the opponent. Okay. So, like, nerfs to normals, but now you can use clone as a wall. This is right. This is what I've been saying to a couple of people. Like, Happy Chaos's Scapegoat no longer has its original function anymore because it doesn't absorb in a hit, you know? So people are like, what the fuck do you use it for? You can literally use it as a wall. Like, the opponent can't walk through clone. So if you put it behind them somehow, you're able to, like, keep them as a temporary wall. I think this is going to really lean into that more of, like, Happy Chaos can create his own corner. Interesting. I'd say this is overall a buff, because I think this could be really good. But we'll see. Baiken! We have made adjustments to some low-risk mix-ups to make them less potent. Oh, no. Additionally, we have improved the usability of moves that were difficult to use in certain situations. The downward hitbox at the start of your Zenton has been reduced. While it can still connect as before when used at the lowest possible altitude, It is now more difficult to hit Yozansen after a aerial dash or back. Oh, shit, wait. So, like, corner shimmy is dead, is what they're saying. So what bikers like to do in the corner is, like, close slash, jump up, IAD back Yozansen to shimmy you. That might be dead. Oh, no. Crouching heavy slash now has reduced hit back when hitting the corner. This makes it easier to connect into HS Kabari after hitting from the far edge of the attack. Higari will now reset command inputs upon a successful parry. This makes it less likely to trigger unintended moves. I don't know what it means by that. I don't know what it means by that, but okay. Well, they took the shimmy out back, but like in terms of the nerfs that Baiken has got over the years, this is pretty tame. This is pretty normal. I think she's gonna be fine. I think she's in a pretty healthy spot. I wouldn't necessarily say she needed nerfs, but I do think this is an interesting change. Not necessarily happy about it, but it is a change nonetheless. Testament! We have made adjustments to the situation after combos, making it easier to lead to Okizeme. Sweep causes reduced horizontal blowback, and grounded Grave Reaper now triggers a different hit stun state. This makes it easier for standing kick to connect into Grave Reaper, even when at a far distance after hitting with sweep. When Unholy Driver hits, the opponent no longer attacks upon landing. This now makes it easier to approach even after an aerial hit, and using it as a combo finisher can lead to strong Okizeme. Oh god, okay, big buffs. Buffs for Testament. And they removed their PRC super, thank fuck. Yeah, seems like some pretty simple combo routing and Oki changes. Hell yeah, why not? Seems to be the theme of this patch. Combo routing changes to like make them easier and general overall system nerfs. Hell yeah. We have added new applications to some less frequently used special moves. Rock the Baby mid-air can now hit aerial opponents in the hit stun state and has faster startup. This means it can be incorporated into combos in various situations. Rolling movement now deals more damage when charged. In combination with the changes to Rock the Baby mid-air, this improves combo damage, especially in the corner. Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. I have never thought about Bridget's combo game in my entire life. But I'm sure that this is a good buff for her, you know? It's like lost 5 frames of Rock the Baby startup. I'm sure this leads to like new routes. Like I said, combo routing and Oki changes. Ooh, that's a hefty one. We have revised situations where his combo damage would increase, particularly reducing mid-screen damage. Additionally, we have improved the performance of normals that were difficult to use. Elk Hunt can no longer be followed up when it hits as a combo starter. This reduces the damage availability from his low-profile lunging move that excels in neutral. We've adjusted the blowback of the Hoof Stomp follow-up move, making it impossible to land additional hits from mid-screen. Instead, a wall bounce effect has been added, allowing for combos when hitting the corner. Okay. The downward hitbox of jumping has been extended. This makes it less susceptible to be encountered by 6P when used after a ground throw in set play, as well as making it more reliable jump-in. They fucking hit his combos. Hell yeah. So, like, if you just do Elk Hunt, you don't get a full combo from it. If you do Hoof Stomp, you probably don't get a full combo from it unless you're in the corner. I like this change. Sin has too many options to just, like, combo you, break you through the wall at mid-screen. I still think he has too many options to get you into the corner, since his stamina basically just acts like an extra Roman cancel, but better. But I like this. It's a step in the right direction, I think. I still think he's going to be really good, don't get me wrong, but I think this is definitely going to hit him a little bit. Bedman! Crouching HS now leads into better match developments. Era 6E has improved usability to remedy its previously limited potential in certain situations. The properties of Call 4BA during the projectile startup have now been adjusted. It is now easier to safely return to neutral when the start of Call 4BA is blocked after crouching heavy slash. The Error 6E projectile from Call 4B9 malfunction will no longer extend off the screen. This makes set play involving Error 6E in the corner more potent. And they change how defense works with Call 13C. Cool. Yep. Small changes for Bedman. Small little changes for Bedman. Better corner pressure. Okay, so the head no longer leaves. This seems more like a bug fix. Never mind. I thought it was going to be Hoss with explosions. I was wrong. This is Bedman's head pop-off that does a bunch of guard crush. Smaller changes, adjustments to his projectile, and then a little bit of effects, I guess. Hell yeah, dude. Asuka. I have been slowly learning how to fight against this character, so I am going to have to pay attention to these. Some rarely used spells have been improved, while the balance of mana gain and costs have been revised. Oh no. Oh no. This allows more spells to be used, broadening neutral options. Why would you? No. No! Meteor no longer has invincibility, and it has revamped into a spell that freezes the opponent. Okay, I like that change. On hit, it gains significant advantage, making it easier to gain momentum afterwards. Low pass filter gravity has now adjusted blowback from its target and has an added ground bounce effect, making it easier to land additional attacks on hit, making it viable in combos. Bookmark Full Order now costs less mana, and Recover Mana Instant now recovers more mana. Overall, there are increased neutral options available while maintaining more mana. No. I like the... I do like the Aquila Metron change. If you don't know, that's his... It was his Ice DP. So he had a chance to get a card that was just like an icicle that came out of the ground, and it Ice DP'd, and that was all it did. You would literally just DP with it. So there was just a chance that Asuka had an invincible reversal that he could use for a bit of mana, and you, as the offensive player, had to keep that in mind. Now, though, it's more something that Asuka's going to have to think about rather than you. If you see Aquila Metron, you could be like, okay, I don't have to, like, mental load, take that out. I don't have to think about that spell. Because he's just going to use it in combos and setups. I think it is really good for Asuka to have that, especially because a lot of Asukas just tended to throw it away because, like, why would you want an invincible reversal most of the time? At the times where you would use it, you probably didn't have it anyway. Like, I keep saying Ice DP, but it's not Ice DP anymore. It's just Ice. Congrats to her for changing. Oh, he has 2 ice cubes and 2 water cubes and 1 ice. In test case 2 now, basically. He's switched out a card. He's changed his deck up. You know, the meta's changing. He's got to do a bunch of different stuff. Okay, cool. I'm annoyed about this, but I'm sure he's going to be pretty decent now, honestly. Making mana easier to manage is just going to make the character way easier, especially because you're going to be able to do a bunch of more spells. So I recommend you learn the matchup. That's what I'm going to be fucking doing. Johnny. Oh. This, for me, is going to define the patch, honestly. We've revised the ability to close the distance and go on the offensive, making adjustments to his mobility. His dash movement speed has been reduced, making it cover less distance. Yes. It is now more difficult to close the distance after hitting Mistfinder or forcing a block with turn up. Standing heavy slash has increased knockback, creating more distance with the opponent on block and hit. It is now more difficult to combo into Mistfinder or Wild Assault after hitting with the far edge of the attack in the corner. On the other hand, the increased distance reduces the risk of placing a card with deal after standing heavy slash is blocked. It can now be more easily interrupted with high hitting attacks, making it easier to handle. I could cry. I could genuinely cry. Fast Slash has reduced hit back, making it easier to combo with standing heavy slash afterwards. Holy shit, dude, Volt isn't a fucking free action anymore. I'm so happy. It's not a fucking free action anymore. Thank God. This improves the consistency of combos after standing and hitting in 5 to the attack. They fucking got Johnny! The patch is good! Volt is no longer a free action. They can't just do it with no consequence. That's insane. That's so good. Elphelt Valentine. We have revised the properties of some moves to make them easier to deal with. At the same time, we have improved the usability of moves that were not often used, expanding the range of options available. Okay. Chain Lollipop has been adjusted so that the number of follow-ups is no longer reset when Here I Go is used. This means that after the initial Here I Go, all routes will end after 2 follow-ups. Wait, she can't just loop her Wrecker? Is that what that means? Huh? Bomb Bomb Beret now disappears if Elphelt is put into hit stun! Yes! In exchange, a launch effect has been added when the strike part of the move hits. It can now lead to Okazeme even after hitting mid-screen. Thank God. Command Normal Free, which is a heavy slash follow-up, Hitbox has now been extended forward, with the hit effect changed to Stagger. This makes it easier to combo into Miss Charlotte out of repair, mid-screen, slightly increasing combo damage. So she can't just consistently loot wreck her. That's gone. If you hit her during Bomb Bomb Beret, the Bomb Bomb Beret is gone, thank fuck. Hell yeah, dude. They, got the annoying shit. They took the annoying shit back out. I'm interested. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm interested. ABBA. We have made adjustments to the limit moves that easily allow for aggressive offense. Additionally, we have improved the usability of throws, which were difficult to use due to the mechanics of the jealousy gauge. The hurtbox of frenzy and astonishment during jealous rage have extended downward, making it more difficult to evade grounded pokes and projectiles. However, it is still possible to evade low-hitting attacks as before. Ground throw and air throw no longer deplete the jealous gauge during their animation. Okay, that's a cool change. This allows easier use of throws without worrying about the remaining jealousy gauge, making throws a more viable option at close range. So 236k is now easier to hit while she's in jealous rage. A lot of the problems that some people had with ABBA is she'll just run up to you, you'll throw out a poke, and she'll just die, and then go over it, and it was really annoying. So I think changing that so now my far slash can connect is pretty fucking good, honestly. As long as it still goes over 2Ks and 2Ss and stuff that hits on the ground, I'm fine with that. Easier ways of keeping her out. Now, if she really wants to approach, she's gonna have to use Danzai, which if you don't know, ABBAs don't like using Danzai. It costs a shit ton of jealousy gauge for not that much reward. Cool. I think this is a good change. I do like the jealous gauge not decreasing on throws. I think it's a nice quality of life thing for ABBA players. There was definitely times where ABBA would throw you and then she'd be immediately out of jealous rage, and it's oh, well, that's kind of boring. So now they can throw you, and if they're about to run out, they can use the Oki from the throw to switch back to normal mode and keep some of that jealous rage. I think this is a decent change. I think ABBA's still gonna be really strong. I think even more stronger now that a couple of the characters that were annoying for her have been nerfed. See Johnny. Yeah, I think this is a good change. Slayer. I wonder what they're gonna do. We have reduced the benefit gained from counter hit on certain moves, making moves that were difficult to deal with more manageable. On the other hand, we have strengthened the benefit gained from jabs, making it easier to create openings from minor exchanges. Crouching heavy slash has increased horizontal blowback on counter hit. This reduces the reward for a counter hit at a distance. Master's Hammer now has increased recovery, along with increased guard crush duration. The situation after blocking remains unchanged, but is now easier to punish if evaded with a jump. Okay. The attack level has been increased for standing punch and crouching punch. They can now combo into K-Mapper Hunch, meaning you can initiate your offense off of jabs. Okay. Interesting. So if you jump Master's Hammer, which is a pretty decent way to deal with it, you get more reward, which I like. There's been times where I've jumped Master's Hammer and I've got anti-ed, so having it be increased, fucking hell, that's a shit ton of frames. 8 extra frames of increase is pretty good. That is a whole S aerial normal. Makes it harder for Slayer to just get his turn if you jump Master's Hammer. I think that's good. Him being able to get K-Mapper Hunch and start his offense off of punches. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it does. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. The horizontal blowback on kind of is a bit worrying. Maybe backshot combos are dead. I'm sure they're not, but you never know. Ooh, that's kind of hefty. Queen Dizzy. To make long-range combat more sustainable, her poking options have been improved. The active frames if I use it to catch fish have been extended. This allows it to be used as a wall to prevent the opponent from approaching. Additionally, the projectile durability has been increased, making it more likely to win clashes against other projectiles. The opponents no longer tech upon landing after Mikel Sword S. This creates an opportunity to set up projectiles after a hit. That's good! Free fish for all! The forward hitbox of Crouching S has been extended. This makes it more reliable countermeasure against the opponent's dash. In conjunction with the changes to Mikel Sword S version, the benefit of hit has increased. Free fish for everyone! Oh my god, what? They weren't fucking kidding when they said they changed its active frames. Holy shit. It's active for nearly 40 frames, over half a fucking second. Oh my lord. It looks good. It looks good. I think Dizzy definitely needs stuff. I think this is going to be really interesting to see. S version of Miko's sword gives her an easy combo tool to then get a hard knockdown and set up a couple of fish. I think this is going to be good for her. I don't think she's going to be amazing. I don't think this is going to rocket her to the top tiers, but I think it's going to be good enough to make her at least playable. She at least has an easier way to get into a game plan. Venom, how's Phantom looking? Oh my lord. Oh my lord, bro. We have made adjustments to improve the overall usability of moves and make it easier to engage in situations that utilize the balls. The duration of the balls remain after being struck has increased, making them easier to reuse. This gives variety to his neutral game and strings, allowing for the creation of diverse setups depending on the situation. Additionally, the ball's damage has been increased. We have revised the hitboxes of various normals, make it easier to strike set balls. In particular, jumping attacks were prone to missing, so we added hitboxes that only hit set balls. That's smart, that's smart. Trashing HS is blowback adjusted, making it easier to use in combos. This improves the consistency of combos from close slash. Carcass Raid now has reduced recovery time. This makes it more viable in a wide range of situations, including neutral, strings, and combos. Additionally, we have fixed some issues. Due to this, some combo strings may no longer be usable. Furthermore, due to the changes made to the risk level mechanics, the damage of try and backer with accumulated risk has been reduced. Punch, kick, heavy slash, punch, kick, slash, heavy slash. Okay, so it's not all of his normals, but several of his normals have been, like, adjusted so that they have, like, extra things to do. Oh my god. Balls stay for 300 frames. Holy shit. 5 full seconds after setting a ball down, after it being struck, it's there. That is massive. That is huge. That's going to lead to some fucking evil-ass sequences. A lot of changes there. A lot of it has to do with very in-depth Venom tech. Like, all of these issues have to do with just the way that Venom interacts with the ball. I can't comment on most of these, but it looks pretty good. Unika! Yeah, this is kind of what I expected. Unika has been in the game for a short period compared to other characters, resulting in fewer adjustments. ATTG Penetrate now has a horizontal proximity requirement. This makes it more difficult to hit opponents attempting to punish from behind, reducing unnatural hits. Okay. Preventing it from hitting opponents located behind the character's own push box. I think this might relate to some, like, anti-air stuff. I'm not sure. I'll have to test it out. I don't think any of our strings are going to be affected by this. There's just a couple of, like, bug fixes and removal of Super PRC, which, hell yeah. And that's it. That's the patch notes. Overall, pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Not everything I wanted to see was addressed, but from the looks of it, it's more smaller changes and adjustments. More smaller nerfs, and for some reason a buff to 2D. But they've hit a couple of things that I really, really wanted them to hit. They hit Johnny, but Temkin not being able to get Oki off of, like, Potbuster and everything he does. Peak. Fucking peak. Ramlafall swords not being as good. Jump HS being fucking short. Good. Hell yes. Nago Beyblade is no longer fucking low. If you're blocking Nago's, like, pressure, you can just stand. You don't have to. I literally was like, oh, just take the low. I'll take the overhead. Haha. You don't have to anymore. I think this is a pretty good patch overall. I really want to get in and play it. That's the problem I have right now. There's a lot of changes that, like, when they talk about, they sound interesting, but it's hard to visualize and comprehend them just looking at a spreadsheet. Like, I really want to see how the risk is actually affected and how badly it scales. As well as, like, the YRC change. I really want to test it out, see what people can get away with, and see what people can do. Stagger being added as seemingly just another combo tool is interesting, and I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Wild Assault changes, fucking peak. Fucking massive. Overall, the power level of the game has seemingly gone down. Which, good. Hell yes, dude. They've kind of did what they did in Season 3.5, where they've eased off the gas and put on the brakes just a little bit. Like, we're not at a point where no one can do anything and everything sucks, and we all have to play Street Fighter. But, like, what people can do, if you're a top tier, you can get away with less. If you're bottom tier, you can get away with more. They've squished the gap a little bit, which I'm really happy about. I think this is going to be a very fun and probably pretty well-balanced version of the game. If I was to guess who, like, the winners of the patch are, I'd say Leo is probably a winner. Venom seems like he is definitely a fucking winner. Venom absolutely won this patch. Like, massively. 5 full seconds of balls after being struck. Bro won this patch. Which, like, good. He deserves it. I think Asuka might be a winner of the patch. We'll see how he goes. I think they are good. Definitely good changes, though. Happy Chaos isn't a winner, but he's definitely not a loser. Dude, this guy got off light. Zato is absolutely a winner. I don't want to hear it, dude. The Eddie life gauge takes 1.7 seconds less. Zato is a winner of this. Kai's probably a winner as well. This, like, shock state change, I think it's going to be massive. It's going to open up so many routes for him. He's going to get so many more routes just because of that. I do think that's kind of it for the winners. Dizzy definitely won, but she got like a third. I really wanted more Dizzy buffs, personally. I understand those people really hate this character because of what she did in X-Hard, but, like, her being unarguably the worst character in the game since she came out, I feel like she needed something, and it's something, but it's not enough, it feels like. I am interested to see on how she develops. Losers of the patch? Ram Lafall. Holy shit. Ram might be the biggest loser of the patch, dude. They fucking took her out back. Holy shit. I don't think Pot lost, but I don't think he lost enough, personally. We'll see, though. We'll see. Nago is a bit of a loser in this patch, mainly just because of the low Beyblade change. That's going to be massive for him. That's going to really, really fuck him up. Sin did kind of lose a little bit. I think Sin's not, like, the biggest loser. I don't even think he lost massively. I think he just changed. Like, he's just adjusted, so I think he's still going to be really, really strong. Johnny's a massive loser. Johnny has become a massive loser. Elphelt lost quite a bit as well, actually. Like, you only have a set amount of records you can do, and you lose your super if she gets hit. Which, like, Elphelt was annoying, but she was not that strong. Yeah. Good patch. Good patch. I am really looking forward to these changes. I'm really looking forward to playing it. We just have to wait one more day. And then Lucy comes out. Yeah, I am excited for this patch. I think it's going to squish. It's going to do what I wanted. It's going to do exactly what I wanted. It's going to squish the balance of the game just a little bit. It's going to make it so the bottom tiers are not quite as bad, and the top tiers aren't as good. In some cases, they're nowhere near as good. Happy Chaos and Leo getting away with it again is very funny. We'll see how that pans out. I don't know, how the fuck does Leo keep getting away with it, bro? Leo's been getting away with it for 5 years. We're literally going on, like, our 5th year, and Leo continues to get away with it. They buffed Sweep! Whatever, man. I'm over it. I'm over it. So, those were the patch notes. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how you feel about the patch in the comment section below. Again, I'm sorry for things looking a little bit weird and off. I'm having to run on a different computer because mine exploded. And this is also running on Linux, so I have no idea if this video is actually going to come out properly or not. We'll see. Thank you all for watching. I'll hope to see you on the Twitch tomorrow, where we're going to be doing Lucy's story mode, playing a little bit of ranked, and of course, labbing the character. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be sick. Hopefully, I'll see you there. If I don't see you there, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more Guilty Gear stuff. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!